Well, I'm back for the second day of Julian Assange's extradition appeal. Yesterday, the Assange's legal team presented their case against his extradition, and today, today it's the turn of the US to present their case, or at least their position to allow him or not allow him to appeal. There are people here again, despite the rain. It's a bit colder and more rainy today, and there's talk about a march to Downing Street once the proceedings are over inside the court. So yesterday, journalists were there was no sound in the room that they were given to listen to follow the proceedings. There was no room in the courtroom itself. It was a tiny courtroom with room for maybe 15 members of the public. So the media were given some other room, but there were no tables for them to put a laptop on. There was no internet. There was no real sound, so they were unable to follow what was going on. Couldn't tell what was happening. And I've heard that Julian Assange is too unwell to appear in person. Journalists I've spoken to are like everyone, very concerned about Julian's health. They're really, it's pretty grim. People are saying that he's so unwell, they're killing him. So things are pretty dire actually. And while it's great to have this turnout here today, and there are a couple of trade union banners here today, which I didn't see yesterday, got to be concerned about how much. Well, there is attention on what's going on, and it is clear if you're paying attention that this whole thing is a farce. It's a travesty. There's no such thing as justice. If there were any justice, this would have been over long ago. Then it would come to trial. If there was any such thing as justice. So the concern is that it's torture and death by a torturous, unfair, unjust, arbitrary process. Designed to not only punish Julian for his role in revealing the truth about the war crimes, but to deter anyone, whether it's the rest of the WikiLeaks team or any other journalists, from daring to blow the whistle on the crimes being committed by the US. So it's pretty grim. I don't know when we'll know the outcome of this appeal or this request to appeal. It's great to see people here despite the cold and rain. People do know that this is a really serious moment for journalism, for freedom of the press, and I think in a lot of people's minds are the parallels with this arbitrary process. This thing in full sight, if you go looking, so much with so many parallels to what's happening in Gaza, where we can see there's a genocide underway if you care to look. And for many people, if you're on social or let's say anti-social media, it's inescapable. But if you're trapped inside the bubble of the corporate media, the Western corporate media, it can still be hard to know that there's a genocide going on, just as it can be hard to know that freedom of speech, journalism are under dire threat from the US.